Welcome to California in the summer of 1950. What? Released in 2012. This is Murdock's Music Minute, today in the Indie Corner, the channel where album reviews of old and new stuff and over-detailed discography rankings are still treated as if they were the latest invention in music discussion. Today I'll take a look at the debut album of Nick Waterhouse, though you might think that he is the Buddy Holly of the 2010s. Yeah, what brings a young musician to dig deep in the history of old vinyl and sweaty rhythm and blues for inspiration? Here's some introduction information for you before we get to the real stuff. Nick Waterhouse grew up in Huntington Beach, California. He began playing guitar at the age of 12, soon developing a love for old blues artists. In high school, he played in Intelligista, a band strongly influenced by 60s R&B and mod culture. The band split, though, and Waterhouse attended San Francisco State University. As a student, he started DJing, eventually taking on a job at a San Francisco record shop specialized in soul music. He also made friends with people from the young music scene of the area, including Ty Segall and later members of 60s-inspired indie garage rock band the La. After having released the debut single Someplace in 2010 and producing the La's debut album, Waterhouse assembled a backing group and recorded his own debut album. This debut album really has got the looks of a genuine album from the 50s or early 60s, including liner notes, also in the style of those days, slightly romanticized, really carefully and lovingly written. That also give you a little bit more background story about the first single and how this album then came into being. A session here, a session there, and lots of passion. Yeah, I bought this album in a record store in Vienna, which is more specialized in, I'd say, indie rock, punk, and also a bit of electronica. And here I came in this milksop ordering, because they didn't have it on display there. They didn't have it in store. Ordering this album, which also looked like music for milksops, kind of, I don't know, blue-eyed soul crooner. But I can already tell you now that this is a cool record if ever you've heard one. Released on IL, standing for Innovative Leisure, but I think distributed by the V2 label. And also, I mean, the record label looks, well, maybe rather plain, but also quite classic, quite traditional. So this really could have been an album from any time between 1958 to 1962, 1963 maybe. The lineup here features the backing band, the Naturals. They are the background ladies, the background singers, and various musicians backing up Waterhouse. Kyle Stevens on organ, piano, and drums. Jeff Luger on drums, but also one Ty Segall on drums. And That's indeed. Ty Segall keeps popping up in these videos lately, or at least connections to Ty Segall. I've been listening to this album for years now, completely unaware that Ty Segall is playing drums here, at least on apparently a couple of tracks. Actually, it's not the music that I would associate with Ty Segall, who, if you know him, is more kind of do-it-yourself garage punk, heavy psych rocker. But he's gone through different stages of development in recent years. But yeah, this is not the music I would have expected Ty Segall to drum on. Anyways, Zane Morris on electric bass, Ira Rabin tenor saxophone and baritone saxophone, Jonathan Lammers also baritone saxophone, Angelo Dolcini tenor sax, George Schaffer tenor sax, Alison Louis vocals, guest vocals, and Matthew Correa percussion. And yeah, judging from all the saxophones alone, you can already sense that we get a kind of rock and roll, rhythm and blues, soul feel with this album. The opening track is called Say I Wanna Know. Staccato guitar chords, saxophone, and a cool groove initiate the retro style, including soulful background vocals for a hot summer night in a little urban club or bar. WATERHOUSE's music often works with well-executed stops that actually enhance the groove of the track, and this is already used in the arrangement of Say I Wanna Know. The analog sound is very direct, live in the studio, and also a bit lo-fi and sometimes distorted, which fits the sound of a garagey rhythm and blues band. Waterhouse wants to know a few things in this song in order to build himself up, maybe give himself confidence, and get on in life. Yeah, cool opening track. Someplace follows the single that kicked off Waterhouse's solo career, and this track ups the tempo. The band provides the right fodder to Bob in suits and petticoats, all sepia colored. This track is driven by a steamy energy from the sax and the rhythm section. Waterhouse belts out the lyrics about a place that is somewhat vague, but that he knows is the place where he belongs. Despite the old-fashioned musical style, or maybe exactly because of it, this track is absolutely gripping. On Don't You Forget It, a thumping yet also swinging rhythm turns into a jazzy rhythm and blues stomper with a sense of menace. Well, I think I found a girl I can talk to. Well, I think I found someone who just might replace you. It's all raw and simultaneously tasty, from the piano in the background to the sultry background vocals and the little subdued guitar solo. I Can Only Give You Everything is cool, blue-eyed soul. Waterhouse and his backing singers sort of swirl around each other. Again, well-placed and arranged stops create dynamics, and there's nothing cooler than casual finger snipping.
Why can't I get you to understand? Ooh. Well, after all, baby, you know I'm just a man.
Raina, later also put out as a single, is the lush soul nugget on the album. It's about a love relationship that is not without its challenges. Oh, you left your wild days behind, but some nights I see it in your eyes. With a bigger, more glamorous production, this song really could pass as a lost soul classic from the 60s. If You Want Trouble, opening side 2, is badass old-time R&B. The Blues Brothers would have loved this. The Sonics would have loved this. Ray Charles probably would have loved this. Everybody should love this track.
If you want trouble, trouble, you want trouble. Say if you want trouble, trouble, you want trouble. And if you want trouble, trouble, you want trouble.
Indian Love Call, is this title still PC? Then is a mid-tempo shaker built around two pleasing chords and including a tribal tom break. But if you think that's enough coolness for one debut, Is That Clear will prove you wrong. Bo Diddley meets garage rock. This is pure rock and roll with lots of attitude. Mr. Waterhouse definitely makes his musical intentions clear with this one.
Words in my mouth that matter the most. I won't.
The next one, Teardrop Will Follow You, is the ice in your whiskey on the rocks in a smoky bar late at night. A cheeky swing groove and the saxophone give it the right gritty film noir atmosphere. And finally, the title track, Time's All Gone, which is in fact divided into two parts. And this track, maybe most of all of the cuts, brings that live in the studio feel. The band is jamming out, especially the saxophone player. Part 2 basically is a musical extension. And yeah, this track is perfectly made for closing an energetic live show. Where you think you're gonna go when your time's all gone? An album about searching something indeterminate and running away from something else at the same time. Well, Nick Waterhouse certainly already found his style with this first album. Subsequent releases got a little bit more polished and maybe a bit more pop and soul, but overall, this artist has always remained true to his love for raw rhythm and blues, a bit of doo-wop, and a certain garage attitude. This album pushes all the right buttons for fans of honest, down-to-earth analog music. Of course, one might wonder if this isn't a bit too much diligent and plain epigonism, or if this is yet another case of Annie Moyer for millennials and Gen Z listeners, you know, the nostalgic feeling for a time you've never lived in. But then I think one can clearly hear the genuine love and passion that went into these songs. I find it splendid stuff. Actually, I might go out and get some more albums by Nick Waterhouse. Simply a fantastic, pure rock and roll record in the old sense that, of course, is enjoyed best on vinyl. Time's all gone, but you can be sure there will be another Triple M time, Murdock's Music Minute. So, thanks for watching and supporting the channel. Bye.